Everyone loves magic in its different forms. Playful, fun, mind-blowing, sexy magic. Which is why Black Phone was such a hit in 2022. The story of a magician who grabs kids off the street, locks them in the basement and kills them. Okay, fuck magic. Coming out in that post-COVID lull of June 2022, Black Phone was really one of the first kind of horror movies to be released in cinemas for an audience that was starving for that shared experience of the opening weekend horror movie, the twists, the turns, the scares, the frights. Ethan Hawke was really the only marketable part of the movie. It cost around $18 million to make. It made $160 million at the box office. So being Hollywood, to sequelize it, didn't they? We've spoken about it on the reviews for Life of Schmuck and The Long Walk. Hollywood loves its Stephen King adaptations. One day that well's going to run dry. This was originally a story by Joe Hill, which is a pen name for Joseph Hillstrom King, Stephen King's son. Got any more of those Stephen King adaptations? I don't want to do it a disservice. The first one was a perfectly serviceable horror movie. It had great performances, Ethan Hawke in the role of the grabber, and then the two child actors, Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw, playing brother and sister. They are back for the sequel. And yeah, you roll your eyes, yeah, oh, okay, a sequel to that one. I mean, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, now.
The grabber character, Ethan Hawke, is killed. But given how the movie works on the spiritual plane, Gwen, the sisters, connection, visions, you can kind of see how there's another realm where the grabber can potentially operate. And that's exactly what we get with Black Phone 2. So, where does it stand in comparison to the original? Is this one Black Phone 2? Is it Black Phone... who? Or is it Black Phone... Snap to the 80s, we catch up with Finney and Gwen, kind of dealing with the fallout of Black Phone and the trauma that's come from that. The film takes its time to build. You see Finney struggling with the not even the guilt, the trauma that he's been through. It takes a while for him to admit that he was scared, he was terrified by what he went through with the grabber. Circumstances, something plot device means that both Finney and Gwen are off to this camp in the middle of nowhere. So this film takes more steps into the supernatural. Shades of that kind of, Freddy Krueger-esque nightmare.
I'm your new nightmare.
And to be honest, it works. You've accepted already in the first Black Phone, if you're coming to watch this one, that there is this idea of kids that are killed still have a voice and they can communicate. So there is something after death. And so this film clearly doesn't want to give up the fact it's got Ethan Hawke in it and goes full in with it. And it works. It works really well. There's an interesting stylistic choice they make where anytime the film is basically Gwen in the other realm or having these dreams or these visions, it applies a heavy, grainy film stop. So there's no trick in this movie at all. There's no point where, oh, I'm watching this and, oh, surprise, it was actually a dream. You know you're in the realm, you know the scary stuff's happening in that realm, it's eerie, and then you snap back and you see the normal image without the stock and you know you're in the real world. There are a bunch of kids that were killed at this camp, it becomes clear, and we can probably presume who's done that. And they're haunting Gwen's visions. They're clearly after something. They want to show her something. It's this kind of idea of like their grief, their fear, feeding the grabber and how he's getting power from that and becoming more stronger and more prevalent into the real world. It works. I think if you didn't like the first one, this isn't going to reinvent the wheel for you at all. This is Black Phone 2, but it builds on the first one. Interesting mythology, the ideas that it presents, they work. It's not particularly scary and it relies on a couple of jump scares to jolt you a little bit. One thing I did know was there's an incredible amount of gore implied in a way about kids. I can't think of a film that had like young kids with such heavy graphic special effects and makeup applied to them. I can only imagine the trauma these child actors went through in their trailers, sitting there looking at the makeup that's on their face. You could see far worse movies and far, far worse horror movies. The film doesn't really open itself up for a Black Phone 3, although you never know, we'll wait and see. The only issue I really had with it was too heavy plot exposition Firstly, we have a sequence where all the characters kind of come together midpoint and really go over what's happening. It feels like a recap for the audience. Oh, this happened. Oh, this happened to these kids. Oh, you had these dreams and these visions. And there's this really heavy-handed part where they almost imply, oh, so this is where the grabber is getting his powers from, and this means we have to do this and that. It just felt very unnatural and stilted, almost like they didn't feel comfortable with everything that was implied already in the script. They had to really, like a note from the studio or a note from a test audience. Something wasn't clear to me, said Karen, 42 from Philadelphia. So they decided to spell it out for Karen, 42 from Philadelphia. And it's a shame because in that exact same scene, they see a picture of the camp from the 50s and they see Ethan Hawke character, and you learn a little bit of the backstory. It's the thing you have to appreciate with the sequel is they haven't gone for more of the same. They've gone for this location that's expansive, it's open, the frozen lake, very bright, as opposed to the dark, dingy basement in the majority of the first movie set itself in. 69 out of 115. I saw Ethan Hawke in an interview. It surpasses the first film. I would say it's a sequel the way Road Warrior is a sequel to Mad Max. It's more complicated, bigger budget, but it's spiritually evolving. Strip away a little bit of the actor pretentiousness and get what he's trying to say. Does what you want a sequel to do. It builds on the original in every way, and you can't ask for more than that.
Ho, 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 it's magic!
Get the fuck out of my house.
Would you like to know more?